Wow, lots of folks on. Sorry, I'm a few minutes late. I took somebody's advice about taking pictures um, of the things we were of of the design, so I went and just printed it so I'd remember what we're doing. I've got them from both sections, but we're going to work on the pearl section today since it'll be the at least first because it's going to be the easiest thing, and we want to make sure that we get it the way we designed it, unless it decides it doesn't want to work that way. Morning, Leanna. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Brandy. Hi, Anita. Hi, Beth. So we have a few people joined us already. Um, I realized this was all my white Softlex. I'm going to have to order some more. And then we're going to use the white for the pearl section, and then I have pink rhodochrosite for the pink section. But we're going to do the white one first because we want to get the white one at least 18 inches, maybe 19 or 20. But we'll see how we do with that. So is it raining here? My room looks dark. No, I just haven't turned this light behind me on. I don't think it's raining. It might be because my weather thing said something about the rain will stop in such and such, and I'm like, I didn't know the rain was even here. so so anyway, and my new lights are supposed to come today, so we'll see how those work when I get them all hooked up. That'll be fun. So let's turn down. We'll get some of the stuff out. We're going to work with at least the first stuff we're going to work without, and we'll see how this works. So, like I said, we're going to use some white Softlex, the white pearls, and I've got the rose gold pieces here that we're going to use for spacers, as well as our big spacers. So let's get this stuff out on the mat, and then we'll get started. This one's probably going to take a while, especially if we do both strands today. So we want to get to it. So let's turn down, and we'll start taking things out and start working. So here we go, down on the mat. Since we're going to work with the pearl section first, we'll get the pieces we need for it out. Here's our pearl bottle. Where's my little shovel? We're going to need at least, hopefully we won't need more than half of these since we need them for the other one as well. This shovel needs a little bit of a turn. There we go. That should help. So now hopefully that's half. Hopefully we won't need more than that. We'll get the pearls out. If you get one of these little shovels, you'll find it's easier to get things out of the bins if you bend it just a little bit. See how I bent it this way? I suspect we will want, if not all the pearls, most of them. So I'm going to get most of them out of the box here. leave these last few in here just in case we don't need them. And if we don't need them, then we can use them for earrings or something. Oh, this is the other. We don't need this yet until we start the pink half. And we don't need this because that's going to be bailed onto the pink half. So here is our little beads that I had in my design piece. Here's some of those and a few of these. Now we're using this light rose gold because it didn't the pendant. Let's see, where did I put it? The pendant looks more rose gold than gold. See how it matches here better than here. But we're going to combo the two to cut together so that we can get something going there. Hey, Kimberly. A small plastic spoon. Yeah, that works too. Heather's going to be a little late. Okay. Hey, Heather. There she is. So we're going to just get some I'm going to just unspool some white here. Like I said, this is the last of my white. I'm going to have to order some more. And since we're not having a focal on this, we'll just start and just go until we get to where we want to be done at. If we wanted a focal on here, we could put one, but I'm not sure what I would like. So anyway, I did take a picture of our pattern. So this is it. I'm going to start with one of our ball spacers and just do the 3, and then we'll go into the other part of the pattern. In all actuality, I probably should have just left the ball spacer off, but since that's the end of the wire, if I decide I don't want it there, I can always take it off. Now, normally I put spacers in between beads, but I decided these pearl ones could just sit like that. Now we're going into our pattern stuff, so we need Is anybody working on anything special? Oh, hi, Tina. Hi, Miranda. The sneak peek for August. Who will watch that? I did watch it. I liked it, but I was a little bit iffy on that little multicolored strand of beads. I'm like, okay, they don't really seem to fit in with the others, and I'm a big fan of carnelian and turquoise, so even though that was actually magnesite, I was thrilled with it. I thought it looked really nice. Um, I have other turquoise pieces, so if bigger pieces, so if I decide I need to add a pendant to this stuff other than what they have there, I have other turquoise pendants and such. So you've been working on the Malibu Dreams box? Well, obviously so am I, Leanna, but you know. But I love carnelian, so I was really pleased with the English cut or star cut, whichever you prefer. Their cuts are almost identical, if you ask me. So um, I was pretty happy with the carnelians for sure. I thought those were gorgeous. Um, so And like I say, the magnesite was pretty too. But then it looks like turquoise because it's a dyed magnesite, and I like turquoise, so I did like that box. You've completed 2 projects and you're working on some other things for it. Cat's eye and knotted necklace with a little bit of chain. Now, I don't do much knotting because truthfully, I'm just not very good at it. I suppose I could practice and I would be better, but I haven't done so. And we all know I've been working on the Malibu Dreams box because you've been watching me do so. Yeah, me too, Leanna. Excuse me. I love carnelian, and I also am very glad that it is not simple rounds. I have a lot of simple rounds, and I love the English cuts, and so much happier that they're English cut or star cut, whichever you prefer to call them, because the cut is almost the same, but you know, two. Thank you, Anita. I think they look pretty too. Now, these are, of course, shell pearls rather than naturals, but they're gorgeous. And because they're shell, they're a little bit of a higher quality than if they had been simple glass pearls. So. May have to release a little more wire here. I see that I do need to get some more spacers out though. Come on, where's your hole? There we go. Okay, I'm gonna have to release a little more wire, obviously, as well as get a few more of the bead caps out. We'll see how long this is getting to be, though. I do have, of course, another set right in here. Okay, we're at 12 right here at this bead cap. 13, 14, 15. Ooh. Well, let's hope that we can get that at least to 17. Hoping. Nope, you first. Ooh, ooh. Got it. Which is good because I didn't, and we're getting low on the beads here. Come on, baby. There we go. Now I'm hoping we got to at least 17, but let's see. Ooh, perfect. Looks like we got just to 9, so just to 18, so excellent. One pearl left. So we'll put that one back in the box. We'll cut our wire loose here for this half. Come here. Come on. There we go. And nicely enough, our little design here is down at the bottom, so that's good. So now we'll take and put our pearl away. But these other things we're still going to need because we're going to need them for the other half. So, and the other half is going to be more or less the same, except with the nuggets, of course, instead of the pearls. And we're going to put the bail down for the shell down there. I agree with you. Yes, I know how to. Randy has taught me to. I just have not really got very good at it, so I don't bother trying, and I should. Yes, Bargain Bead Box has stepped up their quality and quantity, and they are the best box, and the other ones get so expensive. Hey, Dorothy. Oh, now that's good to hear, Beth. You get two, and that was the same price as Sam's, and you like it better. Yeah. Hi, Sid. So anyway, we got our pearl half done. We will stick it up here aside so that we have it, but it's not in the way as we work on the other one. Get the box down again. Here's our pendant because it does go on this half. We're using the pink rhodochrosite for these. Put our one pearl back in here. That leaves us 5. We can make some earrings or something with them maybe later. Now we're going to get out the rest of our little gold ones here. Now we may not use all these because we do need more than there. This would have 5 sections, so that was 10. The other one is going to have at least 2 more sections so that we got that. Well, as long as our nuggets hold out, that is. I'm not sure we're going to have enough. We'll see. The nuggets, of course, are bigger than the pearls, so I'm hoping that they'll go further. And if they don't, we're going to have to find a way to extend them some more. So I've got all of the nuggets out, so hopefully we'll have enough nuggets to get everything done. If not, we're going to have to supplement with something. Now, if I supplement with something out of the box, it would need to be probably these. Let's see if they clash. Not really. Well, we'll see if we need to supplement, and if we do, it's going to be a tear apart to do the supplementing because, you know. Anyway, let's get some of our pink out. What's the best size leather for men's bracelets? I'd go 2 millimeter. That's actually really a question. Heather does a lot more bracelets than I do, but I tend to use 2 millimeter on mine. And my end here looks to be twisted up here some, so I'm going to have to. It probably came unspooled, and then I respooled it and twisted it some. Well, that's more than I need now. Because we're going to probably start somewhere around the middle because we want to put our bail in place. And then we'll go the other side. But if we're going to do that, one thing I do need to do is separate our beads and things out so we have two bunches. So 5, 5, another 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5. Okay. Second half. Although I do have some in here. One extra, put it aside. Then we'll divide these guys up too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 7, 8. These two are probably going to be extras. And extras are fine. Oops, there's some more right here. Did you guys get away? Let's find out. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Yes, they had, because we got an even number now. So you guys go up in there. Okay. Let's get started. Now I am going to start this by putting on this a section that goes before the, put your clip on, Rose, jeez. You're gonna unspool your stuff everywhere. Okay, we're gonna start with the section just before the bail. And what I'm gonna do for that is we're gonna want, come here you. I'm gonna put where's your hole? There it is. And since I'm going before the bell, I'll take them out of here. I didn't take that first one out of there, did I? I took it out of the other side. Well, we'll worry about it in a minute. And what I'm going to do, because we've got the 3, as I think, well, where's your pit, your hole? That's weird. Oh, there it is. I'm only going to go 2. And then we're going to put the bell on. Because the bell will roll around a little, I'm going to put a couple of our little ball spacers in here with it so they can go underneath it. Go. There we go. Like so. I agree, Heather. Unless you're braiding 1 millimeter, don't go smaller than 1.5. 1 millimeter is really easy to break. And so, yeah. And Heather's right also, the more shiny leather won't hold the knot as easily as the natural. Here, I'll show you. Uh, I got these from Sam's. I'm not sure if they're leather cord or not, but they're a very nice leather. These are 2 millimeter. And come on, out. This is the natural, and I got to tell you, this holds a knot like nobody's business. It's great. It's also softer. Um, it's very supple. You can move it around quite a bit and easily. So I really like it. Though I prefer this one's color, but it's a little shinier, so the knots will slip a little bit if you're not careful. And you might want to put some hypo cement on them inside the knot of these. And when I say inside, I mean stick the needle inside the knot and knot them. And so this is the more shiny. I love this color. It's one of my favorite colors for leather. It's a pretty natural color, but it's what they call warm brown. But it is a little shinier, so there's some kind of coating on it, and it does. The knots do slip out a lot more easily. So something to think about. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do too, Heather, that these are probably from Leather Cord USA. So I'm going to make a slight change to the pattern here. And I may have to do a search to finish this up, but I'm going to take some of these extra pearls we have, and hopefully this will be enough. If not, I know I have more of these pearls because they're one of my favorites. So I know I have them in one of my boxes somewhere. I just got to find them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to, oops, sorry, knocked my light. Drop this pearl into this pattern here instead of trying to get one of our agates to fit good. So that's our slight change, and I think that'll work. That pearl's almost too small to go in with the nuggets, but we do what we got to do. I like the pearl better than the nugget in this spot is the thing. But I would have liked a 10 millimeter pearl, but I don't think I got any. Come on, you. That leather that I just showed you, of course, is round. But I do use suede lace. I think that's what you're thinking of when you say flat, for other projects. Where is your hole? There you are. Okay, now, I don't know how long this is, but this is over halfway, and I don't think we're going to be long enough. No, we're right at 9 there, which would make it about the same length as the other side. And it needs to be a little bit longer than that. So, question is, what are we going to do to change it up? Because we need at least, well, see if the pearls are coming in here. Come here, pearls. This would be the end, and then see, this is the middle. This needs to, the middle would be right here, and we need it to be a little higher. And because we do need it to be a little higher, we need this to be longer. See how it's like it needs about another 2 inches. I do not think we're going to be able to do this with just the agates. So we're going to have to devise something else to add into here to make this long enough, because we're going to need about 4 inches more, 2 on either side. So we need to add something into here to make it a little bit bigger. Beth is suggesting some rose quartz. And all we've been doing is stringing up this one side, and we've got all of our beads used that we have as far as these are concerned. And we are actually, I think I have an extra one over here in this box. So I'm going to put this on the end, but it's still not going to be long enough because one bead isn't going to add 2 inches, fortunately. So we still need, we're going to need to change our pattern up somewhat and add something to it to add 2 more inches onto this. I'm going to just bead stop that so I don't have to worry about it, because see, we're right here, we're at just barely over 9 inches. If we count the bell, it's about 9 1/4, and we need at least an inch more on either side, so we need at least 1 more inch of beads. So putting these in added that little bit, but it didn't add enough. So the question becomes, and we don't have any more pearls unless I go find some, which I can do. And if I wanted to do that, we could add, we could take this and double up the pearls, maybe, or as Beth suggested, we could add a little here in the middle here. We could, rather than just have stone here, we could, or are you talking about the middle here? Pearl, a 10 millimeter rose quartz, and a pearl. I would have to find some more pearls. I only have the 4 that were left in the box from the other set that I hadn't used. So I'll need to find some more pearls, but I like that idea. And I could just take your own. Well, let's go over to this one since it's closest to the end here. And what we could do, if we do that, is back this one up to whatever I use here. And then we make a double bead cap that way. And those are always pretty. And I rather like that idea. So actually, these match in good, so I would need 4 of them. These are from the box, of course. This is those opally rose-colored ones. What do we think of that? Well, we got to come down here and do this on the other side too. If we're going to do that, and we'll see how long that ends up getting us. But I will have to find some more pearls because I only have enough to do this section here. So. Where's your hole? This one needs a more rounded one to sit on. Come up there. Oops, I already had one of those on. Didn't need a second one. I'm glad you guys enjoy being on here. I appreciate it. I like it. I think it helps quite a bit sometimes. Now, our big problem here is we only had 4 more pearls, so I'm going to have to go find. And I know I have some in my stash, so it's not an issue that direction, but I do have to find them. I think I needed one more of these out. Looks like I only got one out. I should have had 4. It's all right. We'll get them. Sorry, I'm mumbling more than speaking. That's rather rude. Appreciate that you guys are here, so I actually should talk to you rather than just mumble to myself. Like I say, I am going to have to go find another couple of, well, 4 actually, but I know I have some. In fact, I have them in both 6mm and 8mm, so I know I have them. I just got to go find them. So come on, you guys fit together. There we go. So now that's the end of the road. We got to see how long we got it to be. 11. We actually are pretty good here. We may even be too long. Let's see. Push you guys to the side here. Okay, so you would go about like here, and then you come around and go here. I think it'll be all right. But I do need to go find a couple more pearls. But in the meantime, we can start up on this side after I cut the wire, of course. Maybe, oh, I've got one on there. I don't need another one. Actually, though, I've got more wire over here than I need since we're pretty well satisfied with that length in your own. And so about right here. Okay, you're right here. And we've already got the one, so now we can do the next three. These nuggets are sometimes hard to find the hole in them. Oh, that's another thing I hadn't thought of. We're going to have to make sure that we balance the two sides out. Hopefully, when we have all our beads in, they'll be in place. And unfortunately, now is when I need to go find those pearls. I was afraid we wouldn't have enough of these guys, but I think we're actually going to have more than we need of those guys. So I need some more of these. Now it's time to see where I stuffed the white pearls at. Into glass. So I shall be back in a moment. Have a safe trip, Leanna. Heather, I'm sorry you're having a hard day. Now, what did I do with that other rose quartz, the other rose opal bead? I thought I had it right here, but I'm not seeing it now. Huh. Well, I need two of them, so I might as well just get two out of here. There they are. Pearls, pearls, where are you, pearls? Huh, what do I do with the bag of pearls? Strange. these the right ones? Oop, they look like they are. Easier to find than I thought they'd be. Wow, they look a little bit bigger, but they are the same size, supposedly. They still look bigger to me. Do those look bigger to you than the original one here? Because they do to me. And I'm thinking they're slightly larger. Let's see what the box said. Were there 7s instead of 8s in there? No, it says 8mm. There's one still in the box. They still feel a little bit different sized. You know, when you do the feel test and you move them around together, one feels just a touch bigger. Even though these say, yeah, that's bigger, that these are 8mm, and these are supposed to be 8mm. They almost like one of them is either 7.5 or the other one's 8.5. I just know it feels bigger. And it looks a little bigger. Yeah, that's what I thought, slightly bigger. That says 8. Ah. This one looks more like 8.5. The new one is just a tad bigger. I don't like, I can tell the difference in size. And I don't know if everybody else can, but I can. So I will probably, since these are both saying they're 8s and the new one is actually 8.5, so it's a teeny touch bigger. And I can see that. They're still shell pearls, but they are bigger. Just a touch. And because I can see that they're bigger, see, it is just a touch bigger, hardly any, but still it is bigger. I am thinking that because of that, I will probably redo this side with the new pearls, and so that they're consistent with each other, because I really don't like them when they're different than like that. So let's just get this side strung up, and I'll probably change those out. One. Good gracious. I see what you're saying, but I probably won't. Knowing me, I'll just restring the other side so that it's consistent. That's just the way I am. Because I can see the difference, even though it's only, even though these are only 8.5 and these are 8, I can see the difference and it bothers me. So I will probably switch them up. Just because, wow, that's a big blocky one. That might end up having to. There you are. You snuck into the rocks. Silly thing. One, two, one, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay, you're a bit blocky here. Let's go. Okay, come on, go back down there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Wait a second. Oh, I got an extra one in here anyway. I would have to take this apart because see, I have an extra stone right here. So we got that. I got to mess up right there anyway. So we fix that. And see what we end up with once we fix that. We'd have another stone over here for sure, at least. We have enough of these to do the 3, but we only need to add 1 over here, which means we have an extra, well, we had an extra one right here, so that would put 2 up here at the top. And this side has 3, so it's off, but this one can go up there. I thought I had an extra one of those, so we got to mess up right here, and we're going to change these pearls to the bigger size. So we're going to Get the bigger size pearls out. It doesn't make that much difference. It's just that I can see it, and it irritates me when I can see them. So oops. Oh, come on. What did I do here? I messed something up. You got one of your 3 orders from Bargain Beadbox, Brandy? That's cool. Anyway, so I had a mess up right here anyway. See, I have 2 instead of just 1 in the middle here. So that one had to come out anyway. So we'll pull this off from right here carefully. Take this extra one out of the back, put it in the back, and then we'll take these pearls out of here and put the new ones on. Now, weirdly, that one still looks a little smaller, but they're the same ones now, so yeah, it's better. Yeah. Don't do it again, Rose. Put the others 2 on. Okay, now this is where we had our mess up. So there's 3, 1, 3. Da, da, da. So we should be back to putting our things in place here. There's one of these guys. Oops, I missed a spacer here. 1. There we go. Come back here, you. Okay. This one side looks a little longer. I think it's because it might have some of the chunkier beads in it. So what I'm going to do to sort of fix that part. Now see, it starts with this one being the longer one, but then all of a sudden it goes the opposite direction. It's the big beads right in here that are making that look like that side's longer, which it actually is. It looks like over here. See, it looks like it's got one bead more here. Maybe we'll switch these beads over from this one. And see if these two beads are chunkier than these two are. And if so, that might actually be the better way to go. We'll see here in just a second. So one thing with working with nuggets and chips, because they are all not uniform in size like a regular round bead is, they are, that's closer. Close enough, I'm not going to worry about it. So let's see how long we ended up being. Looks like we're at 11. And our pearl strand, I think, was just a little over 9. Yep, it's a little over 9, so not hardly anything. So these are all extra now. Those are from my spacers. So it will go in here. And actually it looks like the pink strand could be a little bit shorter. It's definitely the pink strand could be shorter. Once it's worn, they're going to spread out a little bit. So the pink strand could be shorter than it is. So I'm going to take, it's funny because before we just added a few beads, but now it's saying it's too long as far as the pearl strand is concerned. So we're going to take off these last few. Now we'll hold them together and see how close they are now. So we've got you and you, and that's much better. See how it hangs a little different there? Not quite so well. You can't really see because it's down there. But these babies are ready to be put together. And then, of course, we're going to put our pendant down here on the bottom. So these are extras. Now the decision has to be made about how are we going to connect this baby up at the top. What do we want to do to connect it? So now the pearls are going to go right inside like so. Pendant on the bottom. I like it. Now we have a choice. We can hook these guys to a ring um, to bring them together, or I can use, now if I can find where I put it, I had it here just earlier. I was looking for something earlier, and now I've put stuff in different places, which is irritating because now they're not where I originally had them. Where I originally had them, I could just reach and grasp. And I don't think that's the case now. I'm going to have to go find them. I was thinking I could use a 2-strand slide up here, which is, as you guys know, one of my favorite clasps. And that'll bring them together without having to bring them together per se. So these guys are extra stuff. Which means I might later, since these are extra, I will have some to make into some earrings if I choose to match the necklace. The box is getting a lot less stuff in it. Though it has an extra piece because I put that extra piece from our anklet down in here. I was thinking I need to make a second one and make those into earrings or something. But I still have to use all of these. We did use some of these for the earrings. So we have, but we have all of this, and this left, and most of this. So we'll have to see what we want to do. We still have our little whale's tail, but all kinds of fun goodies to work with up there still. So what we're going to work on now is we got to put this guy together. So let's see, I think a regular one bell here, toggle or jumping rose, talk right. A little 6 should work there, good. Now see, I think you can still tell that these pearls are bigger than these just because of them laying side by side. But because they're not in the same place now, in a different strand, it doesn't make as much difference. Oh, not liking the way that jumping is sitting. There you go. Better? Yeah. Okay. Ta-da. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. So we just gotta, like I say, we just gotta put them together now. Now, because I'm not sure how I want to put the clasp on, what clasp I want to put on, I could just crimp with little loops at the end of all of the pieces, which is what I might do, just to get them set, so to speak, and just make leave little loops so I can hook onto other things or whatever clasp I decide to use. So we'll get some crimps out. crimp looks weird. And I'm just going to start crimping these with just little straight crimps with little loops left at the base of our necklace pieces. Oh, come on, stop being difficult. Now, because this is the first side, I can just take this and crimp it wherever I like the size of. Just push it up, and then I can put it in beads and trim it later. So let's leave a little loop like that. So I'm going to get my magical crimpers out, and we're going to put that little 2x2 crimp right in the middle, give it a light squeeze, turn it, give it another light squeeze. Do that until you're happy with how it's looking and it's holding good. So now we're going to feed this through some of the beads. So if it'll go through the, I didn't ever check to see if these holes were big enough. Yeah, they are. They're fine. I think that's far enough up. So we'll get our flush cutters and cut this right here. Roll these. And I have a big piece of extra line, so I will save this piece because it might even be long enough to use in a bracelet. Well, 7 inches, just barely, so it would need to be a bracelet that had something else at the end, but all in all, it would work. Now, because this is the other side, let's get your pearl one out of here we need to make sure that it's all the way down, which it appears that it is. Then we need to, when we feed the cord through, we need to make sure that we go through a few beads till we're happy with where it's ending up at. That should be good right there. Bring her up. Slide these down because they're going to try and go away. Down, slide our crimp down, pull it up. Again, we want to okay. Compare. This one needs to get just a little bit smaller, not horribly, but a little bit. There we go. Slide these all down. Still a little bit too big. That should do it. Push these down so we have a little room to get our crimping pliers in. In there, squish, turn, and squish. Pull. And now we're going to get in here and cut this extra line off. And as I say, I'm going to keep this big piece. So there we go. There is the bottom half of our necklace. And you know, that would be a really pretty necklace all on its own with not even being attached with the pearls on. It's very pretty. So where is the best place to buy sari silk or fairy silk? I get my sari silk online, and oh gosh, it's been a long time since I bought any. I can't in an Etsy store. I can't remember the name of it offhand because it's been a long time since I bought any. Um, Fairy silk is hard to find. I'll be real honest with you about that because it is that crimp is crappy. Um, it's a specialized one, you know. So the ones I got in a clearance when one of my favorite bead stores down at in Newport Bay in Oregon was closing, and they were selling them for $7 as opposed to 10. Um, so it's usually, you know, they're pretty expensive, $10 to $12 for a strand of fairy silk. Um, I know that Jesse James Beads used to sell it. I don't know if they still do or not. Let's put you aside so you're out of my way. We're going to crimp pearls now. Now, the pearls are small enough holes that I'm not sure if these will, if it will take two strands here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to do this first one first by sliding my crimp on and deciding if it's, you know, its spot, which is way up here. That's about right. So we're going to crimp that. Now I'll push my spacer bead up there. I sort of doubt it. Oh, it did. Excellent. I didn't think it would because pearls tend to have small holes, though these are, of course, shell pearls, so they're reconstituted. So um, doesn't look like it wants to go into that last one. So we'll cut this last teeny bit of line off if I can get there to do it. There we go. Slide the rest of the pearl up here. Let go of that. And crimp off this side. Okay. Now 3 pearls will go on to these, if I can get this now to come up because it's got a lot of line here. Go back that way again. Come on. Okay. Oops, did it fall out this last one? Might have. Let's see what we got here. And don't be afraid to use your pliers like I just did if you need to. Sometimes things just don't want to cooperate the way you want them. And, well, if you've got a tail you can get hold of it. I think this one is probably a little smaller than the other side is. Not by much, so I think it'll work. So we'll just push that bead down and get our crimping pliers in here. go. There we go. So we got all the crimps on. Now we just need to decide what kind of clasp we're going to use and put this thing together. Now I'm going to use, of course, some some jump rings to put this together, but it's gonna go like this. And I'm thinking I have a 2-strand slide clasp that I use for bracelets a lot. They'll also work for necklaces when you have 2-strand necklaces if you want to use them for them. I just got to find one, and then we could put this onto that. Oh, you love these pieces? Thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. So as I was saying, fairy silk is hard to come by. It's a different type. Oh, let me see if I can find 2 pieces so I can show you what I mean. But first, I wanted to find that clasp, and I don't know what the heck I did with the bag with the clasps in it. I had it right here beside me, but I was looking for something this morning, and I think I moved it. And bad mistake. Don't move things when you're going to want them. Interesting. Another bag to go through. Wonderful, but not the one I'm looking for. Well, of all the... Sorry, I was going to say something I shouldn't say. I don't want to put this on a normal clasp, you know, a lobster claw or something like that. I can, if I want to do that, I can just get some little rings. I would use some little rings to put it on, and maybe that's what we should do. But since I'm not finding my clasps, that might be the best thing to do. What color are you? Green. Oh, that's the bad green. All kinds of things, but not what I was looking for. Huh, it's very strange because I had it right here for days, right beside me, and of course now I can't find it. But I know the reason why I can't find it is because I was looking for something else and moved it. Well, heck. Ugh. Well, guys, you love the pearls, the pink and the gold. Yeah, they look really pretty together, don't they? Okay. Now, guys, it's been over an hour and a half. I'm going to turn this up and we're going to chat because I can't find the clasp I want, and so I haven't decided what clasp I want to put on it. I could put a variety of on it. I can put my two-strand slider clasp on, which I love. I think that works really good. We could hook these to little rings and then use a lobster claw or a toggle. I don't really care for a toggle that much. I used to use toggles constantly, And I even have some favorite toggles that I use. But I haven't used them for a while. I have discovered that a lot of times I like a lobster claw because with a lobster claw you can put extender chain on it and then it will look really cool. Or you can you could attach these both to a little ring and then, you know, whatever clasp you want to put on. And I should have some little tiny gold rings right here beside me, but of course they're gone. It's funny. In one way, it's because I'm cleaning things up and I'm putting things away, and then in other times I just put them beside me, thinking, okay, I'll just use them. I'm going to use that, so it should just stay right beside me instead of being put somewhere else. And then I move them somehow. And that, I think, is what happened with my little rings. I don't see them anywhere. And I'm sure that, oh, actually, I know where there are some rings at. Let's see if I can find the one I want, though. Come here, you guys. You guys are rings. I need tiny rings. Those are silver. There we are. See, I have all kinds of gold rings. These are a nice gold ring. Or I have this one, though I think this felt weird. You open ring? Oh yeah, I think this one might be an open ring. I don't want to really use it. Though if we used an open ring, we wouldn't need jump rings. We could just put them right onto it. Or we could use, come here you, one of these little guys. You just hook them all, bring them all onto there. Frankly, this was my original thought. But when I go back and look over here, I'm thinking, do we want to just use an open ring? And I think this is a slightly different size. And I'm not sure this one is an open ring. Let's see. There. Oh, yes, it is. So we could use an open ring to hook them in, and you can just hook right to the ring. Or we can use the bigger ring and jump ring to it. What do folks think? Shall we go with the open ring and then just put the things onto it? Or do we want to go with the or do we want to go with this gold ring right here? That style. So here, I'll show you what it will look like. If we bring it down here and we put this on here, this doesn't need jump rings because it's an open ring and I can just open it a little bit, slide these on, it's done. Or take this out of the way. Go this way onto this bigger ring, and we would have to jump ring it onto here. Thoughts, anyone? We got to decide because Heather's going to come on in a few minutes. I would like it either way, but I think I'm going to go, unless anybody has any other ideas, I think we're going to go with the open ring and just open it up and slide stuff on. So since it is an open ring, we can just push it apart and put the pearl on first, and then and we close it up. And I'm closing it by hand, but I really should use my plier to do so. Make sure it's closed. It looks like it is. So that's the one side on to the ring. We do the same on this side. Open the ring. I think it's right here. You can barely see it because it's a little twisted, see? And now this side, we're going to put the stone one on first. And then the pearls. And close it back up. So now the two sides are attached. And we just have to decide if we want to just hook a lobster claw to one side and a regular ring to the other for finishing this up. And like I say, if you wanted to, you could put extender chain on if you use a lobster claw on here. But let's turn up, and I will probably put a lobster claw with some jump rings on later. But there we go. That's the finishing. Let's turn up, and I'll show you what it looks like. Sort of held up that way. So here we go. Like I said, we've been on for an hour and 45, so Heather's going to be on pretty soon. So here it is. I'm holding it up by these little rings. Come here, little ring. Ta-da. So that's what she looks like. And like I said, I've got the little rings in my hand. I just have to put the lobster claw on, and this one's finished. And I think it turned out very, very pretty. So I hope you guys enjoyed making this with me. And we are going to go bye-bye so that Heather can come on in about 15 minutes. So we'll see you all later. Hope you had a lovely time with me here. And I'm not sure this is really the clasp I want, so I may just sit here and ponder it for a little while or see if I can find the original clasp I wanted. And we're going to go bye-bye. We'll see you all later. Like I said, let's go over to Heather's. She'll be on in 15 minutes. So we want to visit with Heather. So bye-bye, everybody. This has been Rose from In Rose's Garden. We'll see you later. As in, well, it's Friday, so it'll be Monday. Bye-bye.